Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpadrupesha Kripasindhudevacha Patitanam Pavanekam Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishnavvrinda ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem Se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah, UAE, welcoming all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. So before moving on to the session, I'd like to read the 10 offenses written by Sri Vyasadeva in Padma Prana against the holy names. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in persons to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the chanting of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as repetitive activities. Karmakanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10, to not have complete faith on the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding. So many instructions on this matter. There's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vishnu must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today's session will be from Srimad Bhagavatam, but before moving on to the session, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you. I hope Bogi is there also, right? Shankranti, Bogi. A very happy Shankranti, Bogi to everyone who are all celebrating today. Hare Krishna. And a very happy Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, and a happy Shaktila Ekadashi to everyone and you.
A very happy Ekadashi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Melbourne, wishing everyone a very happy Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. A very happy Ekadashi to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining and thank you for all your wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. A very happy Ekadashi to you and all of you also. Thank you and welcome to the call, Mataji. And thank you for all your wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for engaging us also in all these services.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for all of your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Thank you so much, Mataji, and happy Ekadasi and happy Makar Sankranti and Bhogi to all, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, can see that refreshment in your face, Mataji, for Shankranti, Bhogi, Ekadashi, all together. Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna, very happy Ekadashi, a very happy Shankranti, Bhogi to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I want to the Sangha Japa conference call for the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. But before moving on to the session, I would like to hand over call to Her Grace Sundarangi Radha Mataji to give brief introduction about His Grace Keshavanand Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Here is a brief introduction about today's speaker. Dr. Keshavananda Prabhuji was a professional doctor for many years and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. If spirituality is a superstition and myth, science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must re-embrace spirituality and be humble to admit its defects, flaws, and ignorance, and spirituality must base itself on sound, scientific, and rational ideas. Keshavananda Prabhuji has studied both the Vedic and Western philosophy. Besides learning Sanskrit, he also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with seminars on diverse topics like science and Vedas, mind and machine, science fails to explain life, consciousness, and beyond, etc. That he has presented in various colleges and universities in different countries like US, America, and sorry, and in different communities. Prabhuji has also started a farm community that gives the cultural values to the Vedic culture. It gives Vedic cultures and values. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatch roof with cows and of course farming. The communities will set a model for the world to show how to live a life based on the principle of simple living, high thinking. All glories to Prabhuji's all wonderful services. And this was the brief introduction about Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity to read it. Thank you. Hari Bol, Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, once again for giving us the brief introduction about Prabhuji. I don't see Prabhuji on call. If anyone wants to introduce themselves, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, Mataji. Happy Ekadasi. If we have time and you are available or Indu Mataji is available, we can read it. Otherwise, I can share the link that we read it previous years. Haribo.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and thank you so much for all your wonderful services to the group. And Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So Mataji is saying today's Ekadashi, and every Ekadashi we used to read Ekadashi Mahatmya on Bhakti Sangha forum after the session is over, which means the Srimad Bhagavatam session over. We will be reading. So please stay with us if we have time. And today, if we, any one of our coordinators, if we have time, we will share the screen and we'll be reading. Otherwise, Mataji will share the previous reading link in the group, and you can always go and hear over there. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Anyone
Anita
who would like to
Mataji, for
introduce
your beautiful
themselves?
services. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada Mataji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
for
Anita
inspiring.
Mataji, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every day and giving us your valuable association. I could see Keshavanand Prabhuji on call now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji will be coming online in a few minutes.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. So we'll be chanting till Prabhuji joins, or anyone who would like to introduce themselves can also go ahead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Nityanamaya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotee. This is Mohi Lakshmi from Dikta, and happy Ekadasi to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. A very, very happy Satyalaya Katashi to you also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall we go ahead and read the verses?
Yes, Mataji, we
There
can
are
do
6
that.
verses to be read.
Yeah, sure.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 8, Chapter 19, Text 5 to 10. Yato jato hiranyaksha charaneka imam mahim prativiram digvijaye navindata gadayutam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It was in your dynasty that Hiranyaksha was born. Carrying only his club, he wandered the globe alone, without assistance, to conquer all directions, and no hero he met could rival him. Yam vinirjitya krichina Vishnushmodhara agatam atmanam jainam mene tadvidyam bhurya anusmaran. When delivering the earth from the Garbhodaka sea, Lord Vishnu, in his incarnation as a boar, killed Hiranyaksha, who had appeared before him. The fight was severe, and the Lord killed Hiranyaksha with great difficulty. Later, as the Lord thought about the uncommon prowess of Hiranyaksha, he felt himself victorious indeed. Nishamyatad Vadhyam Bhrata Hiranyakashipu Pura Hantum Bhratra Hanam Krudho Jagamanilayam Hare. When Hiranyakashipu heard the news of his brothers being killed, with great anger he went to the residence of Vishnu, the killer of his brother, wanting to kill Lord Vishnu. Text 8. Tam ayantam samalokya shulapanim kritantavat chintayamasha kalogno vishnur mayavinam vara. Seeing Hiranyakashipu coming forward, bearing a trident in his hand like personified death, Lord Vishnu, the best of all mystics and the knower of the progress of time, thought as follows. Yato yato aham tatrasau mrityu prana bhritamiva atoham asya hridayam pravekshyami paragdrisha. Wheresoever I go, Hiranyakashipu will follow me. as death follows all living entities. Therefore, it is better for me to enter the core of his heart, for then, because of his power to see only externally, he will not see me. एवं सा निश्चित्य रिपो शरीरम् आधावतो निर्विविशे सुरेन्द्रा श्वासानिलान्तर्हृदितः सूक्ष्मदेहस्तत्प्राणरन्ध्रेण विविघ्नचेता. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Vamanadeva continued, O king of the demons, after Lord Vishnu made this decision, he entered the body of his enemy Hiranyakashipu, who was running after him with great force. In a subtle body, inconceivable to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Vishnu, who was in great anxiety, entered Hiranyakashipu's nostril along with his breath. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead is already in the core of everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Bhagavad Gita 1861. Logically, therefore, it was not at all difficult for Lord Vishnu to enter Hiranyakashipu's body. The word Vivigna Cheta, very anxious, is significant. It is not that Lord Vishnu was afraid of Hiranyakashipu. Rather, because of compassion, Lord Vishnu was in anxiety about how to act for his welfare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading that verses.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Are you available? Hare Krishna. Let's chant. Maybe Prabhuji will take time to connect. I think he's connecting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, are you available? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Prabhuji is there on the call.
Prabhuji is there on the call, Mataji. One of the Prabhuji said that Prabhuji will join soon, so that's why we are waiting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Today's Ekadasi reading is also very short. If we know how long Prabhuji takes, then we can finish that reading. It is very small. Today's Ekadasis.
Mataji, Sattila
should I
Ekadashi
do-
is little longer one, Mataji. It will take around 10-15 minutes.
Really? When I
Yes.
saw on my computer, it looks more shorter for me.
Is it? Check. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
We don't know when Prabhuji is joining. Otherwise, we can do the Ekadashi reading.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is almost joining in within 2-3 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji, this is pretty short. Satila Ekadashi. Do we want to read and then we can
So we
start?
can read it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
But
okay, we can do
Prabhuji
that.
said 2 minutes only, but that's okay. Yeah, we can read it.
Yeah,
This
we
is
can
how
do that.
long it is. That's it.
Okay.
Would you like to start, Anita Mataji?
Yeah, I shall start, Mataji. I have also, I shall read it. Hare Krishna. Very happy Ekadashi to everyone. Shatila Ekadashi, Trishprisha Ekadashi. Sri Dalbhya Rishi said to Palastya Muni, when the spirit soul comes in contact with the material energy, he immediately begins to perform simple activities such as stealing, killing, and illicit sex. He may even perform many other terrible deeds such as killing a Brahmin. O purest of personalities, please tell me how these unfortunate souls may escape the punishment of being sent to hellish regions of
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you're Shaktila Ekadashi. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll begin.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay.
Prabhuji has joined,
Just
so
got
we shall. Hare Krishna,
it's
Prabhuji.
very
Please accept all obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us a valuable time in association. And today's verse will be from Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 19, verses 5 to 10. And Mataji has just read the verses and translations, so we can go ahead, Prabhuji. Over to you. Hare
okay.
Krishna.
Like okay. I'll just begin now. No problem. So we are discussing 8th Canto, 19th chapter, 5th verse to 10th verse. Now, just give me a minute. Yes. Ah. Hmm. Okay, I'm done. So what's happening now? Actually, these verses are very interesting verses because for one reason that they looks very simple, isn't it? Can you just close the door? They look very simple because Vishnu is just speaking something to Bali. That's all. That's how it goes. So Vaman Dev is just recalling what's happening he is saying, okay, your grandfather, I mean to say, yeah, grandfather, Bali, Prahlad, your ancestors actually, not grandfather. Hiranyaksh, he's praising Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, and then he's saying that, okay, I also got an anxiety and and I was running from him, Hiranyakashipu, and I hid in his heart. So, in other words, he's trying to praise Bali's ancestors. Now, one might ask, why is doing that? What's the point of doing all these things? Why is that? Because I mean, he can just go and kill Bali, or maybe snatch everything from Bali and then just finish the game altogether. Or he can just go and beg him directly. I want 3 steps of land. But why do all these dialogues? It seems very what do we say? Very superficial talk. But we have to remember it is Vaman Dev talking, and when he talks, nobody else talks. It is his words are deep and deep and deep. And when Krishna speaks, his words carry various layers of meaning. And that's what I'm going to tell you today. Now, these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, these 6 verses, if you read just like that, you might have read just now. Okay, fine, let's go ahead. That's it. But that is not what, if you do like that, then you have not understood who is God. If you read commentaries of acharyas on Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, many of the verses they are obsessed to comment even on a full stop, on a when Sukadeva Goswami stops at a point, and then there is a question: why did he stop? That's the finer details where they go in commentaries. So what is happening is now I'll tell you 3 layers of meaning of these verses. Why he's speaking this? 3 layers. One superficial layer, which is let's say psychological meaning. What's he trying to do? I'm speaking Brahman there. Another layer is perhaps from the from the rasa perspective. There's a deeper meaning to his words. And the last layer is the most deeper meaning of what is the psychology of Vishnu? What's the mood of Vishnu there? What is the mood he's carrying? Let's go into mind of Amandev. Why he's speaking, what he's speaking. There has to be a depth in that because one reason is Bali is a demon, at the same time he's a devotee. And the second reason is his great grandfather is a devotee, like pure devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. And that's why he has to be very careful whatever he's doing. He cannot harm Bali. At the same time, he has to take 3 steps of land. He has to fulfill his promise to Prahlad that he will never kill his descendants. He promised Prahlad. So he cannot win Bali. He cannot take from Bali the entire kingdom of demigods back by violence. He cannot do that. But so he chooses to do it through his words. So he can conquer through violence, he can conquer through fight, he can also conquer through words. And that's the point in these verses. His eloquence of speaking, how he speaks, and the strategy behind his speech. So let's see. The first level of meaning is the strategy behind what he is trying to say. The spiritual strategy, let's call it. I mean, he's a politician, isn't it? Let's keep it straight. Every politics. What's that in Bhagavad Niti? Everything. Even politics comes from me. I just forget. But anyway, everything comes from him. So what he's doing is he is applying a strategy here, which is called a Sam Niti. Sam Dam Dand Bhed. Sam is. I mean to say he cannot fight with Bali. He cannot raise his weapons. He promised Prahlad, I'll not harm your descendants. That's over. So he plays a he. It appears to be simple flattery, but it's not. It's a samniti. It is a pacification through praise. He's trying to pacify through praise and bheda, divine diplomacy. There's a diplomacy behind what he's speaking. So from these verses we understand one of the qualities of Krishna, that he is what's that quality Rupa Goswami says? He is he can foresee. He can foresee the future, and he can foresee the time what's going to happen. He can read the mind of people. He's expert. That's what Daksha. One of the quality of Krishna is Daksha. He he can understand the circumstance properly and act properly. He's expert in that. So how do we understand through these verses? Let's see. What he's trying to do is he is about to ask Bali for everything he owns. That's what his goal is. So if we're talking about strategy, there has to be a goal and there has to be a plan, isn't it? So his goal is, okay, fine, I will ask 3 steps of land from Bali, and to ensure that Bali cannot refuse, he has to ensure, isn't it? In the Bali, you see the point. One thing before I go forward. Don't think it's all magic. Don't think like that. It's all magic. Okay, Vishnu can do anything. He's magic. And so he can do abracadabra. Okay, Vali, finish. It doesn't happen like that, isn't it? It doesn't. If you put magic everywhere, then you put magic in a sadhana. And then you say, okay, Krishna will do some magic and I'll become pure. You don't think like that. Neither we have to act like that. Magic is always there, but when it comes to actions, especially our relationship with God, or maybe in his pastimes, he acts just like a perfect, probably human, the supreme person, the supreme personality of Godhead. He's the most intelligent, the most perfect. You see it like that? Like for example, like Superman. Superman is not doing magic, but he has extraordinary abilities, isn't it? At least comparison to humans. So his abilities in comparison to every living entity in this universe, and even beyond that, is actually incomparable. That's how we have to look at God. So when he's doing something, he's not using magic, because if he uses magic, then one thing, the pastime will get spoiled. There's no pastime, isn't it? He can do anything sitting in spiritual world. And the second thing is, his aim to do all these pastimes, the primary aim to do all these pastimes is to give pleasure to his devotees. And devotees, if he always does magic, devotees get bored. What's happening? And the second is, he wants to let humanity know him. Who is he? What is his qualities? So by doing all these things, his qualities, we can know his qualities. And the more we know his guna, tat guna anuvadat, we can sing his qualities, become attached to him. That's what's the purpose of entire material creation. So what he's doing is he's using this niti. Now, so he ensures that Bali cannot refuse. That's why he first binds him. You see now the point. He binds him. Ultimately, in that, he is going to bind Bali through Nagpash. If you read the entire story, when Bali gets defeated and he surrenders, Krishna binds him. But first, he binds him to the reputation of his dynasty. He wants to remind him of his reputation, of his dynasty, that these people were so great, your ancestors, so that he is unable to refuse charity, because then it brings shame to his dynasty. And Bali is a devotee, Bali is a dharmic person, Bali is a king, dharmic king. They will never do anything which brings shame to their dynasty. That's impossible. They'll die. These kings were like that. Lord Rama, isn't it? He left his kingdom because he didn't want to bring shame to his dynasty. Dashrath, same thing. He gave a boon to Kekai. Sorry, no, was Kekai, because he said, fine, I'm a Suryavanshi and never speak lies. And in spite of the fact that he understood that Hika is asking for absurd boons, he said, well, I have to give. Ram also followed the same thing. So, so now what's happening? He's binding him through his reputation. How he's doing? So I'll show you how he's doing. He he glorifies the power, especially the power of his ancestors, like Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad, and he sets the standard. And he says in the verse, "Your forefathers were fearless and great. Surely you will not be the first small-minded person in this dynasty to refuse a Brahman." That's what he meant. He said your ancestors were fearless and great in these verses. Hiranyakashipu was so brave. Hiranyaksh was so brave, and Hiranyaksh went to the came from the Garbhodaksha ocean, and then he took the earth into the ocean. He was praising them, and so he was actually trying to psychologically manipulate Bali. Saying, "See, your ancestors are so great." Especially Prahlad. Prahlad was so great as a devotee, and others were so great in power. So both dharma and power your ancestors have. So he's trying to say, Bali, if you refuse me charity, then you are a small-minded person. So you are what do we say, blob? A blob, a black spot in a dynasty. That's what he's trying to put in his mind. If he tries to refuse, and what he's doing is, and also he's trying to inflate his ego in his talks, and he's saying, "You see, you know what, Hiranyakashipu, I was in anxiety when Hiranyakashipu was after me, and I have to hide." Now, come on, Vishnu doesn't need to hide, isn't it? It's crazy. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to inflate the ego of Bali, that you see your ancestors are superior to even demigods, even Vishnu got fearful. And here you are, and I'm a helpless boy, and I'm asking you charity. So you see, superficially, externally, if you just analyze the talks, it is a strategy. It's a beautiful strategy. And he's also praising the power of demons. That's another strategy. He's glorifying the Virras of his enemies. So he said Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu were not ordinary people. They were so powerful, but they were wandering on the earth. You see what he says? You mark the words. They were Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksh was wandering in the earth, on the earth, alone with a club, as if he's as if Vishnu is genuinely admiring the warrior spirit of his enemy. And why he's doing it? Why he's doing this is, the one thing was strategical, that fine, they were you are also powerful person. And second thing is, he was praising them because he was praising his devotees, Jai Vijay. Guys, disguised as Hiranyaksha and Kashipu. The idea was, Krishna loves actually he loved the intensity of his enemies, the intensity with which they fought with Bali, with actually Vishnu. He loved that. So that's why he's genuinely praising. It's not just flattery. It's a strategic technique, but it was not flattery. You see the point there? Ordinary man, when he makes a strategy, he might flatter unnecessarily. But he's not doing unnecessarily flattering. He's truly saying, I love the fight. If they had been any other enemy, I would have struck them and they would have been down. But not your uncles, Hiranyaksha and Kashipu. I fought with them for a long time. They really fought with me. And I enjoyed that. That's the point there. And then he says, Bali, what? I have to hide. Sorry, Vishnu. I mean, he's Vishnu. So he said Vishnu had to hide from from Hiranyakashipu when Hiranyakashipu was fighting with Vishnu. And then that seems crazy, isn't it? Uh, because Hiranyakashipu was trying to find Vishnu. Where is he? I want to destroy him. And Vishnu had to fight. Vishnu had to hide in fear. So what's happening? Actually, Vishnu was not. Actually, what Vishnu is trying to do, he is trying to convince Bali. Bali, your ancestors and your blood, your genetic line, they were superior to demigods, and even Vishnu, the supreme Deva. So don't stoop down. Give charity. Give charity. You're in such a great lineage. Give charity with open hand. So he's trying to seal that strategy. So Bali cannot refuse. And another thing, what he's trying to say is but for one thing, when he says, I was in anxiety, I had to hide. What kind of anxiety he's saying? I mean, Vishnu never speaks lies, isn't it? He always speaks truth. So this is not flattery, this is truth he's speaking, but he's not revealing the truth behind his words. So that his strategy works. So what he's saying, I was in anxiety. What kind of anxiety? He had the anxiety, how should I benefit this demon? How should I reform him? How should I liberate him? That anxiety he had. But he has to hide. Why he has to hide? Because the time of killing Hiranyakashipu didn't come. So he had to hide. And what did he say? Where did I hide? I hid in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. The idea, the lesson from this is one cannot find God through aggression, power, and traveling in the universe. You cannot get that. You cannot get Krishna like that. And you can only find God through submission, just like Prahlad did. Hiranyakashipu looked everywhere outside, but never looked inside. That was a point which Vishnu wanted to impress by hiding in his heart. And that's what was his anxiety. He went in the heart of Hiranyakashipu in the hope that he might change, but he didn't change. He wanted to liberate him. They wanted to help him. There's no way to help him. So he said, okay, fine, let's go in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. Maybe he changes, but he didn't change. That was his plan. So what happens? So the first level of meaning of these words is we understand that Vishnu also makes strategic plans to deal with his enemies and also to deal with his devotees. That's a lesson here. One layer of lesson. It's not that he just does magic. Uh, because for demons, he can do magic, first of all. He can just kill them like that. But he doesn't do that because he has to do pastime. And he has to express his qualities there. He has to show who is he, who really he is. And that happens when he acts. And the second thing is for devotees. Devotees, of course, he cannot do magic because if he does magic, it interferes with the free will. He wants to change their free will and not do magic and change them. He can do that, but then they are stones. And then the love vanishes because love requires free will. So what he's trying to do is he is Bali. He is reminding Bali of unlimited power and unlimited truthfulness. Now Bali is concerned. If he refuses charity, now Bali is confused. Now he is trying to confuse Bali. If in his mind, if he refuses the charity, he actually shames his powerful ancestors. People will say in the history, oh, Hiranyakashipu was great, Hiranyaksh was great, Prahlad was great, but Bali, nonsense, coward. He even didn't give charity. So one thing, if he agrees to give his land, then he must adhere to truthfulness of Prahlad, even if it cost his life and kingdom. And that's what he did. He was forced to agree to give charity, even though Shukracharya reminded him that he's Vishnu. Although there were other reasons to give to Vishnu, he said, if he is Vishnu, definitely I'll give because he is Lord and I'm his servant. But the point was, even if Shukracharya gave some reasons, one of the reasons he gave charity was because he had this contradiction in mind. I can't refuse in no way. I have to agree. There's no other option. to save the fame of my great grandfather Prahlad. If I don't agree, it's not that he agreed, okay, he's Vishnu, so I should give him because he's Vishnu. He's God and I'm his devotee. No, I am his devotee. He didn't think like that. That was not the first thought. We think like that. I am a devotee. But he's a Mahajan, Bali. And he said Prahlad was a devotee, my ancestor. And Vishnu had interaction with him. And if I refuse to give him, how will he feel? And that was his thought. And that's why he gave him. So so Vaman Dev, ultimately Vaman Dev by this strategy, he was able to uh, actually uh, actually give an idea in the mind of Bali. And so the whole strategy of Vaman Dev, the ultimate logic was that Bali, you are grandson of great Prahlad and the descendant of mighty Hiranyakashipu, and such a dynasty never broke a promise, and we should also not do. Full stop, seal, everything sealed. And by these words, Bali's sense of giving charity, it was heightened millions of times. And Vamandev ensures that when he asks for a small request for 3 steps, he will never say no because he had prepared the ground. So now, uh, this is one layer of meaning. Now let's go in deeper aspect of these verses. This is easy, isn't it? Now, deeper aspect of these verses are actually the rasic meaning in these words. When Krishna speaks, he's speaking with the. Now we are trying to analyze the mind of God. Now we just analyze the conversation, the words of God at a strategic level. Now we're trying to go in the mind of God because when Krishna speaks, his words may mean many things, but in his mind, he might be thinking many other things. And that is why Rupa Goswami says Krishna can do multitasking. I forgot this quality, multitasking. Quality in Sanskrit, what it's called, I just forgot. Anyway, he can do multitasking. He can think many things in his mind. He can speak one thing, he can think something. Mohini Avatar, he spoke something, but he meant something else, isn't it? To demons. Or maybe who was that? Bhasmasur. He came as a female there and he was dancing. He was speaking something, but he was meaning something else. He can do all those things. Vishnu is not a simple, innocent person. He can be very cunning when time comes. He can be very political when time comes. He can be very gentle when time comes. He can be all together. And that's what Krishna is. By the way, we can just digress from this topic. There's one word in Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the which actually uh, glorifies Krishna as Natvar Vapu. So that is spoken by gopis in Venugeet. Barhapidam Natvar Vapu Karneo Karnikaram. So Natvar Vapu, that means nut means nuts also. Nuts. He's nuts. But their nut doesn't mean that. Nut here means a joker. It means joker also, but he's not a joker. Nut means basically a multi-dynamic personality. Nut var means best. Multi-dynamic personality. Vapu means personality. Krishna has a multi-dynamic personality. How do we say multi-dynamic personality or something like that? So he's like that. So his mind, what he's thinking while speaking this, that we have to. One level he's thinking strategy, another level he might be thinking something else also. See, humans also very complex, isn't it? We speak something, we think something, but then at another level we might be thinking something else also. But humans, not all of them are like that. Most of the humans are foolish and they speak without thinking and then they suffer consequences. That is ordinary human, foolish. We are all like that, most of them. A wise man, he speaks after thinking. But the wisest man, not varvapu, var means best, the best of best persons, they think, they speak, but then they think in many directions and many levels, and then they speak. That's what Chanakya said. Before speaking, think thrice. 1, 2, 3. Why thrice? Level 1, level 2, level 3, and then speak. So this is God. And that's why we like him, isn't it? We like him. We don't want to be attached to a foolish, superficial person, isn't it? Want to be attached to Krishna. So what is the next layer of meaning? Next layer of meaning is the psychology of God. Now, how do we come to this? By analyzing these words. Now, what's happening is, on surface level, Vaman Dev is actually playing some strategy by using flattering words. Of course, they were not in one sense flattery, in the sense that they were lies, they were truth, but he was doing that. But in another sense, he was trying to glorify Jai Vijay. That's what he's doing at another level. Because Hiranyaksha and Kashyap was Jai Vijay, and he knows that. So actually, he's trying to glorify them. And what he's doing, the idea is, as a he he he's a director. Am I right? Nat means also director. Sutradhar. If you see any drama, the Sutradhar is Nata, not Var. He's the best of director. As a director, he's applauding the villain. Director can praise a villain, isn't it? Oh, you were like super villain I've seen. That's the best acting. That's what he's doing. He's praising Jai Vijay. And what he's doing, when Vamandev, you see Vamandev says, Hiranyaksh wandered the earth alone. Why did he wander the earth alone? He was trying to find a rival, an enemy which is like as powerful as him, but he couldn't find. That's why he's saying he wandered alone with the glove. He couldn't find. There was nobody who could stand him. So he was expressing actually his own satisfaction. Krishna loves to fight, and they gave a good fight. And that's what essentially he was saying. Your ancestors were the only ones strong enough to give me the pleasure of challenging fight. That's what he wanted, and they gave him. So actually, he was really praising Jai Vijay. Jai Vijay did a very good service. That's what he was trying to say. But of course, he didn't express it. He can't express, isn't it? Okay, Bali, Hiranyakashipu, Jai Vijay, you know that? Oh, I don't know. Okay, come here, I'll tell you. Not like that. It's not he can't do like that. In mind, he's thinking that. In mind, he's speaking these words and he's thinking that those thoughts also. So he's trying like he's applauding the villains, okay, and he's saying that Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were playing their roles perfectly. What they came to do, they did. They came to give a good fight, and they did that. And by praising their power and their ferocity in fight, Krishna is also acknowledging one very deep philosophical point, that without darkness there can be no light. That's how it goes. If there's no light, there's no darkness. I mean, if there's no light, there's no darkness. If there's no darkness, there's no light. There's no light, there's no darkness. Because then you can't understand what's darkness. And there's no darkness, there's no light, because you can't understand what is light. So he's saying these demons, they provided the best service to him by actually making his avatars, Varaha avatar, Narsingh avatar, to be remembered always. If there was no Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, there would be no Varahadev, no Narsingh Bhagwan. So they helped this entire universe by making Varahadev and Narsingh Bhagwan appear to kill him, to kill them, and in other and then And then in that process, the Varadev and Narsingh Bhagwan, they could show their qualities, and then they could do pastimes and do attract devotees. So who was responsible for these pastimes? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So they did the best service. He's praising their service by these words. Hiranyakashipu wandered alone on this earth. He was mighty. Hiranyaksha was mighty. He's also praising their power and their roles as a villain, which they played nicely, and also their service to him. He's happy in his mind. He's really praising. That's what in his mind. That's what is happening in his mind. And uh, and what was yeah, what's he's praising the service of Jai Vijay. So so what was the point? So now another deeper truth in these words. The idea is Vishnu was Vishnu was hiding. Uh, yeah, Hiranyakashipu failed to find Vishnu because Vishnu was not hiding in a cave, but Vishnu was hiding in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. Why? To bring out an important philosophical point that Vishnu is Adhokshaja. He cannot be captured. Akshaja. Akshaja means what do we mean? Akshaja means senses. Aksha means eyes. Eyes, ears, nose, ear, nose, skin, all these senses. Akshaja means born of senses. Adha means to actually throw back through material senses. In other words, through material senses, you cannot understand Krishna. So he used Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu to show through this word and glorify his name Adhokshaja. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they found Vishnu everywhere that then they could not find. Vishnu said this, isn't it? Vaman said this. They were trying to find Vishnu, but they couldn't find. Why? Because they were using the material senses. But you can only find Krishna through your spiritual senses, and not outside, but inside. So to demons, the philosophical point, to demons, God is nowhere. And to devotees, God is now here. Got the point? For demons, it's nowhere. Nowhere. For devotee, he is now here. That is devotees. And that's what for Prahlad, he was there. For Hiranyakashipu, he was nowhere. Now this is quite interesting, isn't it? To bring this point, he actually did this pastime. He hid. You see, all the actions of Vishnu, they are based on one premise, one fact. He wants to bring out the laws of Vedas and keep them secure and show them to his word, to this word. All these laws are sustained on me. That's what he wants to impress. So that once they understand this through pastimes or through Vedas or whatever, they become attracted to him. We like him because of all this, isn't it? We don't just like him. Oh, I mean to say, okay, these are not lullabies, isn't it? Lullabies, you understand? Stories to kids. Oh, Vishnu came, he was fighting with Hiranyakashipu, he killed him. Then Hiranyaksh came and he killed them. Then he tied Bali. These are not stories, isn't it? If you read them as stories, you will never get attracted to Vishnu. Then better you can see Krishna serial. For that little Krishna. Then why to read Bhagavatam? Why to do this Bhakti Sangha? You can just see little Krishna. All of them. You can every Wednesday and a whole one serial, 15 minutes clip of little Krishna, and you can get attracted, isn't it? Or you can play Krishna serial or something else. But that doesn't happen like that. We have to understand Krishna deeper and deeper and deeper by these discussions, and then we like him. Okay, he's just this is the person I want to be with. I don't want to be with small stupid creatures of this earth. What is this? In which we are also in that. We are also like that. We are also small creatures crawling on this earth, imprisoned in this flesh, and destined to die. You want to make relationship with these people? Come on. Or we want to make relationship with Vaman Dev. who is super intelligent, who is strategic, and who is always thinking of welfare of others, and who is really praising even his enemies. What kind of person he is, isn't it? Even if his enemies have genuine qualities, he'll praise him. Lord Ram, what he did? He praised Raman. Although Raman took Sita, he praised him because he was really powerful and very beautiful. He praised Karna because of his charity and his dana. So that's one thing. Another important point in these words is Krishna uses shlesha. Shlesha means double meanings. He uses double meanings. Now, if you analyze his words properly, you will understand what are the double meanings. Yeah. Now, you see one thing. Vaman Dev is master of truth. Satyam Param Dhimai. He never speak lies. So, but there's another point. He will never speak a lie, but he will speak to you in a way and he will allow you to hear what he wants you to hear. So you might think, oh, he's speaking something. He's flattering. This is a lie. Flattering is a lie, isn't it? You're trying to flatter somebody. You're not genuinely praising him. That's a lie then. So this is, but then God becomes a liar. Come on. And that's the point. That is why he uses double meanings in his words. Now, how do we understand this? You see this. Now, Bali hears. Now, Vishnu says, I hid. I was in anxiety. I ran from Hiranyakashipu and I hid his in heart. Everybody around Bali, they they concluded by these words of Krishna that Vishnu was a coward, isn't it? When Vamandev said Vishnu ran and he hid, all the associates of Bali they thought, oh, Vishnu was coward and Hiranyakashipu was so great. But the truth was, Vishnu is not a coward. Truth is, Vishnu is not a coward. Vishnu has he ran from Bali out of fear and anxiety, but that was spiritual anxiety. That was spiritual fear. The fear of hurting his devotees. The fear that his Leela will end too quickly if he reveals himself. That is why he was actually hiding himself. He had anxiety. Come on, he had anxiety. One anxiety was that how to liberate this demon. Another anxiety was that if Hiranyakashipu finds him, story ends. But he didn't want to end his pastime. He's a director, he didn't want to end his movie. He wanted to linger it on. Hiranyakashipu goes back and then he does atrocities on Prahlad and blah blah blah. So many things happen, and then he finally comes at Lord Narasimha. He wanted to do all those things, so he hid. So that was not out of fear, that was out of spiritual fear. And when he says Hiranyaksh conquered all the directions, actually, although associates with Bali, they concluded, oh, Hiranyaksh, our great king, he actually was conqueror of the whole world. That's great. We are so honored by the words of Vaman, this little Brahman. The truth was, Hiranyaksh, what Lord Vishnu was saying, Hiranyaksh conquered all the directions. Hiranyaksh conquered all the directions in this material world. But that was not the victory. That was actually his bondage. Where he didn't let others hear this. He was thinking in his mind. He was speaking the truth, spiritual truths behind these words. And that's what he was doing there. So this is how Vishnu thinks. He always thinks in spiritual way. He might use words which you might not be able to decode, but behind those words will always be some spiritual truth. This is the truth that if you conquer the word, you lose your soul. Many kings have conquered the word, but they lost their soul. Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu were there. These kind of people. He didn't openly announce, "Oh, Hiranyaksh conquered the word. He was mighty, but he lost his soul." He didn't say that. But this is the truth. He spoke half truth, and that is why people made their own conclusions. He conquered the world. He didn't say the next line, but he lost his soul. Because otherwise his strategy goes bonkers, isn't it? He said, I feared him. But he didn't say because because I feared him because I didn't want to hurt my devotees. Okay, half truth. Sometimes you can do this. You can speak half truth. Just like to ordinary people, we speak half truth, isn't it? Chant Hare Krishna and all your problems will vanish. But it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen. It's a half truth. So are we speaking lies? No, we are not speaking lies. Chant Hare Krishna, all your problems will be solved. Yes, all your problems will be solved. Your material life will finish. But when we say chant Hare Krishna, all your problems will be solved, he concludes, oh, my bank account will become okay, my this will become okay, I'll become happy in this material world. His conclusion is wrong. But nevertheless, we speak this initially so that he comes in spiritual life. But the whole truth is, chant, your all problems will be solved. How? Because you'll be liberated from this material world. That's all. Nobody guarantees that you will not be in problem in this life. You can be in completely in problems, but at the same time, the root of problems is getting cured off. That's the idea there. So that's what Krishna is doing here. Another very important point is this is actually a very important point that Krishna is trying to bring another deeper layer of meaning. He said Hiranyakashipu was searching entire universe to kill Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu was searching Vishnu in the entire universe. The associates of Bali, they concluded by hearing this. That means Hiranyakashipu was obsessed with the revenge of his brother, isn't it? And that was the case. Hiranyakashipu became mad when Hiranyaksha died. And he said, I'll take revenge. And they said, yes, yes, yes. Vaman is completely correct. And we know this. Our king got mad. We heard this. And he's saying the right thing. But the meaning of this is, but there's a philosophical point behind these words. The point was, Hiranyakashipu was so obsessed with Vishnu that his obsession brought such a focus on him, on Vishnu, that he could see him everywhere. He could see Vishnu everywhere, just like Prahlad. Now, that's quite interesting. Now, this is a very deep concept, which is called as Dvesha Sadhana. Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad is doing Bhakti Sadhana, Hiranyakashipu is doing Dvesha Sadhana. Prahlad is concentrating on Vishnu through love. Hiranyakashipu is concentrating on Vishnu through Dvesha. Just like Kansa was concentrating on Vishnu, Krishna by fear. He could see Krishna everywhere. The idea is Hiranyakashipu thought of Vishnu constantly while eating, sleeping, walking, breathing. His obsession was, I want to kill Vishnu at any cost. He was planning, he was thinking. He was seeing Vishnu everywhere. Even if he didn't recognize him, that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he saw him everywhere. And that's what Vaman Dev wants to impress by these words. Hiranyakashipu was searching for Vishnu in the entire universe. The truth behind these words was, the Vedic truth was, Vaman Dev is secretly validating the intensity of the focus of the demon. And he's actually admitting, your grandfather never forgot me for a second. So in the eyes of God, a negative absorption, Dvesha sadhana, is sometimes actually is more powerful than sometimes the devotion of devotees. And Krishna acknowledges it. Of course, we are not supposed to do dvesha to him, but the idea is we need focus on him. Whether by love or whether by hatred. We don't go through the path of hatred because that's not devotion. But the idea is whether by love, whether by hatred, you have to increase your focus on God. You should be able to see him and remember him all time. That's the idea. And they did that. And Vishnu, Vaman Dev actually praised them for this. Hiranyakashipu was searching for Vishnu in the entire universe, but he couldn't find. You see the words. He was searching for Vishnu in the entire universe, and that carries a deep Vedic truth. That's what we should be doing. That is devotion, Krishna consciousness. Search for the ultimate truth. Prabhupada writes. When we develop this intensity to search him everywhere, that is Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says that in CC. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. Koha Krishna, kahan jaun, where is Krishna, where should I go? That's what Mahaprabhu came to teach. That's Mahaprabhu came to teach, but millions of years back, Hiranyakashipu is doing the same thing. Of course, through Dvesha, not through love. That's one thing. And because of that, he got powerful. And he could defeat demigods, by the way. The demigods' love, the focus, what demigods' love brought on Vishnu, it was much inferior than the focus which Hiranyakashipu got on Vishnu through Dvesha. And he became more powerful. That's what Madhvacharya comments. So ultimately, you focus on Vishnu, whether by hatred or whether by love, you will become powerful. That's the point. You will not, nobody will be able to defeat you. And that's what also Vishnu wanted to impress through Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksh's pastimes, through two demigods. He wanted to impress two demigods, your devotion is weaker than the hatred of these demons. Your devotion is not up to the point of gopis. Gopis are searching for Krishna everywhere, isn't it? Your devotion is not like. So you should upgrade your devotion. And how to help them upgrade? Okay, here you see these enemies. Even they are better than you in focus. In focus, not I'm not saying you should become like that, but in focus they are better than you. So you have to increase your focus through love, of course, through devotion. That's uh, one of the Vedic truths behind these words. And I think what are the other words? Let me see. Okay. Uh, Fine. Okay, another thing. Vaman praises the ancestors. Vaman praises Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu also here in these verses. Uh, why did Vaman Dev say that Vishnu killed your uncles, Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu? Now, first he's praising them. They were great at this, and Vishnu hid, but finally he killed them. So this actually breaks his strategy, isn't it? He's trying to prove they are powerful, but then he says Vishnu killed them. So it actually breaks his strategy. But actually, he's trying to give a spiritual truth that because Vishnu killed them, they got liberation. Actually, he is trying to say, your uncle Hiranyaksh was liberated by me. Your grandfather Hiranyakashipu was liberated by me. Now, Bali, I'm going to liberate you. You should become ready. That's what he's trying to impress on Bali by saying that. They were killed by Vishnu. And uh, it doesn't actually destroy strategy because one sense first he praised them, then he said they were killed by Vishnu. Everybody knows he was killed by Vishnu. That's history, isn't it? So it doesn't actually spoil his strategy because Bali, people around Bali, they were thinking Vishnu killed them because he's a political person by some devious tricks. They were thinking like that. See, he's speaking something, but the other party is thinking something else. And Vishnu is trying to make them think what he wants them to think. That is his expert conversation. So they think, okay, Vishnu is like tricky and he's a deceiving person. So he might have killed them, but nevertheless, they were great. Vishnu is nonsense. He always does some tricks. But the deeper truth was, he is saying Vishnu liberated them. And now Bali, you should be ready to get liberated. And that is the asset of your dynasty. The asset of your dynasty was not power, was not of these people. The asset of your dynasty is that they were killed by Vishnu. And you should live up to that tradition. Now you see, it's a completely different meaning. Initially, he was externally saying, Bali, you should live up to your ancestors, give charity. They were powerful, they were dharmic, you should also be like that. A deeper meaning saying, you should be in like a tradition of your family. Hiranyakashipu died, Hiranyaksh died at the hands of Vishnu. I am Vishnu, and you should submit to me. And you have to not actually physically die, but you have to kill your ego. I am here to kill your ego and not you. Your ego as a king. You leave that. Atma Nivedanam. Surrender to me. That's the idea behind his words here. So that's how it goes. And these are the many layers. I mean to say, I can just keep on going. It's endless. There are many other levels of meanings to this verse, to this simple words of Vishnu. But that is what Bhagavatam helps us to understand who God is. The more we discuss about him, the more we discuss about his psychology, about his actions, Roop, Gun, Leela, in a detailed manner, with devotees will get attracted to him. You see, after hearing all this, who will not want to be with Vamandev? I mean to say, who? We like him. Vaman is none other than Krishna. Krishna is Vaman, Vaman is Krishna. Krishna might not exhibit these qualities in his pastime in Vrindavan, but in other incarnations he does that. And as Krishna pastime also in Madhwarka and Mathura, he's playing all these tactics. Duryodhan with Banasur, he was doing all these things. He was using words, the play of words, and he was trying to the whole idea, whatever he's doing, he's trying to help them to get liberated from this material world. That's what his ultimate goal is. That's why it's Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. And if we connect to him, he will help us at any cost. By strategic plans or whatever he does, he will make sure we go back to him, either in this life or next life. But you have to make sure that you should be with him and don't leave him, no matter what happens. And Maya will make sure that you leave him. So it's a game. So you have to play this game very intelligently. And if you're not intelligent, then remain with devotees who are intelligent. And always discuss about Krishna, these pastimes, and be absorbed in this, become attached to him, and go back. That's the point of Bhagavatam. Okay, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vaman Dev ki jai. Anything else? Okay, just last point I want to add here. You know, there is another point. I mean, okay, I can keep on going, but there is another level, deeper level to all these words. The most core level of this Vishnu speaking, Vamandev speaking to Bali, all these things is why he's speaking all these things is, you know, he wants to express a truth, a Vedic truth, that he wants to force Bali to give charity. Why? He doesn't force anybody, isn't it? Savam Sarva Bhutanam doesn't force anybody. But he's playing this strategy so that Bali is forced to give charity to Vishnu. Why? So that his fame and name increases. Sometimes he forces his devotees to do something to actually glorify him. That's what he's doing here. He's playing the strategy and he's doing this. Give me 3 steps. And he does that. And then he binds him, he surrenders, and his name is recorded in history forever in Atma Nivedana. So sometimes he can like gently serve you. Sometimes he can forcefully serve you. In Bali case, it's a forceful service. But nevertheless, the end is the welfare of his devotees. That's what it is. Hare Krishna, anything you want to ask? Otherwise, done.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Whenever you come, you give a different perspective of the verses. Thank you so much for that. And yes, without any delay, we will go to the question and answer. Janava Mataji, please go ahead. Janava Mataji, are you there?
Maybe she cannot unmute.
Okay, fine. We'll go to chat.
Mataji, she unmuted.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry,
okay,
Mataji.
Mataji.
There's
Fine.
something, my computer was getting stuck and I couldn't see the button for the unmute. That's why I was
Fine,
happening.
go ahead, Mataji. No issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, once again, it's my greatest fortune to be of your association in this philosophically charged class. I'm digesting, so I'm so grateful to you, Prabhu. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I think I put my question in the chat because I couldn't do it before. My question was, if belonging is fitting in, Prabhuji, how do we reconcile philosophically that, like Lord Krishna's many different forms, which express themselves in many different manifestation, our souls to long for individuation? Our souls are the expression of our soul also long for individuation, right? How do we balance the need of our soul to belong but still be able to express that individuality that the Lord Himself has given? Um, I think I'll start with that question because I'm trying to weave that to the many different expression of the demon characters that we're dealing with in Srimad Bhagavatam. They all have different expression, but same result, which is surrender and ego death.
So what's I mean to say, you see the point. We are not Mayavadis. It's not a Mayavadi that we always express our feelings in a one particular way. Every person is different, and that's what gives Krishna happiness. That is rasa.
Mm.
He wants that. Actually, he wants that every individual soul should, in his individual, unique way, express his devotion, his service, or whatever to him. And he relishes that. And that's what makes him Rasik Shekhar. That's what makes him God. And from his, if you see from his perspective, you will understand. If we see from our perspective, we want to understand. Entire word and everything what is happening in this world, whether bad or good, it's for pleasure of him. So he takes pleasure in it. But his by pleasure we don't mean that he likes that everybody gets destroyed. By pleasure he means, by pleasure I mean that when he sees something bad in this world, he takes pleasure. That why pleasure? Because after bad comes good. That's the rule of this universe. And so that's the rule of this universe. So he, okay, fine, Hiranyakashipu, they are trying to hate him. But in that hate, there is something divine there, something beautiful, that they are searching Vishnu everywhere, always 24 hours. And he's actually acknowledging that. His vision is very different from our vision. Bali's sister, she desired, okay, Vamandev is such a nice boy, I will feed him milk. But then he said that then she desired, I'll feed him poison. But he actually acknowledged that sentiment. He didn't say, okay, fine, she's a stupid lady. Why she was like desiring me as a child? Come on, now she wants to poison me. Forget it. He didn't do that. Every small expression in this word, which is benevolent, he will praise that, and he will utilize that for his service. That is God, which is technically, I mean to say, I don't want to go into this, but this is a whole concept of Jagat Chakra. Or like, for example, even ants, even flowers, he is actually acknowledging their service. As humans, we don't understand what's happening, but even ants, what they're doing, they're playing a role in the ecosystem of this universe. If I talk biological language, so they're trying, they're also preserving this universe indirectly. So he's actually acknowledging them, and that's why he's maintaining them also. And he, because of the fact that he's acknowledging the service, they're spiritually evolving. into higher species. Otherwise, they will not evolve in higher species. What animals are doing? Nothing. No punya, no papa. Why they evolve? But that's what called as Jagat Chakra. His vision is very different. His seeing is very different. That's why I don't know whether this answers questions or not, but he wants individual mood, individual unique ways, and he wants to appreciate them so that they get the credit of service, and finally it helps them to get liberated. So,
Thank you, Prabhu. I think I'm going to digest that and pray that I understand. I do understand what you said, like the last part of it, but there's something in me that is still seeking, that's not understanding. But I think I'm gonna get it. I just need a vastness of space in my brain. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, we have chat questions, Prabhu. Yeah, we have raised hands. Sanjay Gade. Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so does that mean that Dasyaras also includes the Shantaras of devotees?
What's this? From where this question is coming? Like, it's not related to what I spoke. I don't know how do you relate this question to what I spoke.
Because you said na ki ants also are serving in a way.
You don't link You're talking a different.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, background voice is there. We cannot hear Prabhuji properly. Sanjay Prabhu.
Not. Yeah, it's coming from that. Yeah, he's muted now. Just please.
Yes,
Sanjay,
Prabhuji. Like,
please speaking.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sanjay Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Are you okay to ask question now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so the ant is indirectly serving in a Shantras to God.
What Shantras, Dasyaras, forget it. No, they are serving God. Bas kaam khatam ho gaya. Why do you want to bring Shantras, Dasyaras, Madhuriras here? Just don't bring all these things. They're serving God. Bas.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So we'll go to chat questions. I think there are pile of questions here. Sunil Prabhu is asking, if possible, can you tell about how do you study Bhagavatam, like 3 layers, strategies? How do I identify this all when I'm reading Bhagavatam? So his basic question is how to read.
I don't study Bhagavatam. I meditate on it. You study, that's why I don't know. People who study can't get this, but people who meditate, they can get this. So don't study, just don't study. Try to meditate on what you have studied. Try to contemplate on that. Study less, think more. Then you will be able to get what you will be able to yourself get what I speak. But what we do just the opposite. We study more, think nothing. Keep on studying. Processing is not there. Even memory is not there. I don't know where that goes. We're not storing, we're not processing. I don't know where that information is going. Somehow that's the case with most of the devotees. I don't know what happens to that information. Let me just think. If you put information computer, either goes into RAM or memory or some processing. But where this is going, I don't know. So you have to see, what you're doing. Study less, think more. That's the trick. And associate with devotees who are thinking more. Then you will also start seeing all these things. No problem. It's not so difficult.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll have to contemplate. So just.
I can't. You're muted, Mataji. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Sorry, Prabhu. So we'll have to just contemplate on what we are reading and hearing. So that's what he said. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll move on to next question, Prabhu. Shivakumar Prabhu is asking, Please clarify, if love can only be practiced in freedom, then how do we understand the process if process is about surrender?
Well, then you don't have to go into philosophy of surrender, but in one way, in one space, surrender is not lack of, we are not like becoming puppets. We are not surrendering our freedom to Krishna. In one sense, we have a free will, we have a freedom. What we are surrendering means, what we are saying, we'll use our freedom to serve you. That is surrender. And we will not do things which you don't like. That is surrender. So we are not destroying our freedom. We are using that freedom to serve Krishna. That is surrender. So freedom is there. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Next question is Radha Jyoti Mataji is asking, could you please explain why Lord is making strategies? Krishna knows all and free will is also under his control. Krishna knows all and free will is under his control. So why is he says half truth and make so many strategies as you mentioned?
Well, otherwise, what's the point of pastime? He can sit in Golok in his bathroom and do everything from there. And then how he'll do pastimes? He's coming here. He want to do pastime, and pastimes helps to uh, that's what. If he doesn't make all these strategies, then we'll not be discussing this, and we'll never be able to know who is he, his intelligence, his expertness. This helps to bring out his qualities. That's why he's doing all these things.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu. We have one hand raised, Priyanka Nagar Mataji.
Okay. We just
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You can be a little louder, we cannot hear you.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice lecture. Prabhuji, you saying that you think when you read, meditate on that, not only read. Prabhuji, when I feel low, my devotion going low, and I hear or I read something very nice in Krishna book, and I hear by you or something else, then by that words, like in Brihad Bhagavatam, when Gop Kumar is in Vaikunt.
Okay. That's fine. What's your question?
Okay, Prabhuji, then immediately that words make me give me courage, and I and or Krishna saving us. Krishna is saving us. Okay, he loves us and he is saving us. Then my thought is I bow feet, grab his feet like that. In mind comes grabbing his feet. So you saying in one lecture that Sahaji asks, they kiss Krishna, hug Krishna.
Wait, Mataji, this question is not related to today's lecture. It is like something else. So that's, you just mail me, because
Okay.
I don't know, I'll go in a different mood, everybody. I want to stick to this mood, what I'm told.
Yeah, questions related to today's topic is better, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding. So we have one more hand raised, Manisha Pandey Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I have a question that just like demons were thinking constantly 24 hours how to kill Krishna, how to means, but how can we think of Krishna 24 hours? And does in this very lifetime we can feel his presence in our day-to-day activities?
You can think of Krishna 24 hours if you think in an interesting way. You have to make your thinking interesting. Anything which interests you, your mind will go. But if you make your thinking frustrating, you'll not be able to think. That's all. So you have to figure out how you should remember him in an interesting way. Sometimes you can sing songs, sometimes you can recite verses, sometimes you can think of his pastime, some pastime, some other pastime, sometimes you can glorify him. So you can do different things and make it interesting. And as soon as it becomes interesting, you'll be able to remember him. That's simple. It needs little practice, little time. It will not happen. Will not happen overnight. But this is the technique.
Prabhuji, actually, just like one day we do japa in a very good way, and it has 16 rounds completed, more than 16 also completed. But some days are so hard that when I wake up, I think of why I'm chanting like this, why I'm chanting, means why these things happen, the sudden mood swings.
These things are happening because Krishna wants you to become more serious.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
so much. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Prabhuji, you have time. We have little hand raise and questions in the
Okay.
chat box.
Yeah, last question.
Tejil
Let's take
Chauhan,
last
Prabhu,
question.
please go ahead. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Tejil Chauhan, Prabhu,
Hare
please go
Krishna
ahead.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, you shared one point that Hiranyakashipu remembered Krishna through hatred and Prahlad Maharaj remembered Krishna through affection. So Prahlad Maharaj received affection and Hiranyakashipu received his death in return. So from this we can understand that Lord is just he reciprocates everyone as they desire, to them as they desire. So can't someone raise this question that if God is all loving, then that all loving God should also reciprocate hatred with love?
So he's everything hatred, and that's why he gave them liberation.
Okay.
Externally, it
So he
seems hatred,
liberated.
but he liberated them from all sinful reactions by killing them personally. It is an honor to be killed by Vishnu. It's not a small thing. If we desire to be killed by Vishnu, he will not kill us. So that's what is happening.
So his killing is also his kripa.
Yeah, it is his embrace. It is not his kripa. He's embracing them.
Okay. Thank you.
Like that. Extreme kripa. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
so
so much. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So, do you have time or we can end the session?
Time is less.
Okay.
I have another
Thank you
thing.
so much. Thank you. But we have a few questions in the chat box. So, dear devotees, apologies. So, next time when Prabhuji comes on the call, Anchal Sharma Mataji to you also. When next time Prabhuji comes on the call, we can have your questions. So, with your permission, Prabhuji, we can end the session here. Dear devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarupesha अनंत कोटि वर्षं वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा so much dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Indu Mataji, are we going to read Ekadashi Mahatmya?
Mataji,
Time, right?
yeah, if you can share the screen because I'm outside. I'm driving actually, Mataji, so I won't be able to share my screen. But if you can share your screen, and
Okay.
yeah,
Mataji,
I'll just record this.
let's share the link or what?
Link for the
Mahatmya reading last year.
Okay, yeah, we can do that also, Mataji. It's already
We
going
can
to
do that,
be.
Mataji. That's fine, Mataji. It's okay.
Yeah,
Completely
okay,
fine.
because
We
I
can do
can't do live also. That's fine.
That's okay,
Yeah,
Mataji. No
okay,
worries.
because
Okay.
it's late for me also here. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mataji. No worries. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.